When it comes to physical health, we talk about heart health, we talk about liver health, we talk about kidneys health, we talk about gut health. How often do you come across people talking about brain health? Hi all, Dr. Raman Sakhuja here, consultant psychiatrist and an honorary professor of psychiatry with the University of South Wales. I make videos on this channel and bring the mental health topics along with some to manage them. Also, inform you about the services available to us right here in Cardiff to manage these conditions. So in this video, I'm talking about looking after your brain health and looking after your brain as an individual organ. Before we do that, we need to understand that what is optimum brain health. Optimum brain health means that your brain is functioning at an optimum level or at a level that it can best be, so that you don't have difficulties arising out of those and leading to mental health problems. What do we mean by optimum functions of the brain? Before thinking of optimum functions, we need to understand what is the functioning of the brain. Now, functioning of the brain are varied, and for that, I have a little model of the brain to explain those to you. So here we go with the model. So we start with the different functions of the brain. Without spending too much time, very quickly speaking, we have attention, concentration, memory functions, planning functions, organizing functions, working memory, impulse control. We have the sensory motor functions, we have the language functions, we have the auditory functions, which we hear things, we have the visual functions, we have all the language functions. So there's a whole bunch of functions that the brain is performing, and to optimize that, we have to understand that this brain depends on fundamentally three aspects. It thrives on healthy fat, oxygen, and glucose. So when we talk about improving our brain health, we have to dedicate ourselves to balance all those three aspects that we talked about earlier. When we talk of healthy fats, that simply means that we have to include in our diet all the foods that are rich in omega-3 fatty acids. That is important for the functioning of the neurons. So nuts, seeds, avocados, and other products that are rich in omega-3 fatty acids are useful. When it comes to oxygen, whatever activities that we do improve the oxygen to the brain are going to be good, and any activities that reduce the oxygen to the brain are not going to be very good. So what are the activities that increase the oxygen to the brain? Simply put, anything that increases your heart rate in a healthy way is going to improve the blood supply to your brain. The more the blood supply to the brain, the more the oxygen. Simple and straightforward. So walking, running, jogging, aerobic exercises, racket sports. So anything that is increasing your heart rate consistently is improving the oxygen supply to the brain. So by getting more active, by doing and engaging in more aerobic activities, you are getting the benefit of two things. One, your heart health is improving, and so is your brain health improving. Next, what are the things that reduce the oxygen to the brain? Number one, we have to stop all of them. And what are we talking about? We're talking about smoking, we're talking about any illicit substances, talking about alcohol, and we are talking about all the other activities that can reduce the oxygen supply to the brain. When it comes to substances and the effects of the substances on the brain and the oxygen supply, I am happy to consider that as a separate topic and do a video on that to give you more information about that. But for now, for the purposes of this video, just think about any activities or any things that you do that reduce oxygen supply to your brain means that the brain health can also get compromised. Be active. If you're not into aerobic activity, at least start getting active, because the more active you get, the more the muscles, the other heart and other organs start utilizing energy more efficiently, and then that opens up a cycle of things that starts making you more active, more blood supply to different parts of the body, including the brain, and that is good for you. Then we look at glucose. We talked about the third thing that brain depends on is glucose. So when we talk of glucose, we are essentially talking about sugars. Now, sugars means we have to concentrate on healthy, natural sugars, which means that stopping the processed foods or the ultra processed foods is the number one strategy that has to be done. And then having a healthy, naturally nutritious based fruits, vegetables that provide us with natural sugars is much, much better. We talk about the gut and brain connection nowadays more and more. So anything that is good for your gut can also indirectly be good for your brain. So any foods that are good for your gut, that may include fermented foods or foods with natural sugars, can be very useful to include in your diet. So these are just the general principles to think about when it comes to brain health. If not anything else, just remember healthy fats, natural sugars, and being active, specifically aerobic activity, is in the long run going to be very good. Crucially, stopping alcohol or reducing alcohol, stopping substances, smoking, or any other illicit substances that are reducing the supply of oxygen to the brain are also going to be good. So, if you found this information useful, press that like button, share the video, comment on it, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to press that bell button icon so you get connected and stay notified for all the upcoming videos on this channel. Thank you very much for staying in touch and watching it till the end. All the best. Look after your brain.